Hello and welcome to another video. Today something different. Um, Today I will be going over the like the highlights of me giving uh moves from Generation 7 and Generation 8 to Delta Pokemon because canonically Insurgence is Gen 6. So yeah, basically they didn't have access to the Gen 7, Gen 8 moves. And this includes like TMs and TRs in Gen 7, Gen 8 that were not available with TMs or tutors in Gen 6 or Pokemon Insurgence itself. So basically, I just went over all the moves. Like I'll go show the moves. You can see here moves done 125. There were total 125 moves, and they're all crossed out because I've went over all of them. The most relevant ones that I actually gave the things I have on the highlights tab. Can you see? No, you can't see what the tab names are, but I'll share this document in the description. What does it have? It has the DLC editions, all of them, because might as well have them here too. I use this as a basis anyway. The same thing for the deltas, pretty much. I might change the formatting so it looks the same, but basically, yeah, it's basically the same. The highlights I have here, like sorted by relevant move. This is TMs that are new that were added in the update that I kind of ignored and didn't realize existed. And I listed what got every move. Like the green ones are the what already got them before the update, and red is whatever got it in the update. And the ones that are crossed out are moves that are unusable in Sun and Moon, not Sun and Moon, in Sword and Shield. Therefore, they don't really matter, but I gave them anyway. You can't use them in the season, so basically, yeah. And here are the list of the moves. Yeah, you have already seen that. Those are the tabs on the document. You can find it in the description. Yada yada. Sign-ups as well, still in the description. Everything in the description. Okay, so I will be going. I plan to go over everything. That turned out to be boring and long. I'm not gonna do that. So I made a list of the highlights, and I'm going over them in somewhat in depth, not that in depth, but somewhat in depth. So I'm just gonna go. Leech Life. Leech Life is a pretty strong bug type move. I think base 80 got buffed in Gen 7, like a lot, and it heals you for half the damage it deals. So basically, Epilogue is Epilogue, Luxray, Noivern, Torterra. Also, this is all Delta. I didn't bother to type Delta every single time. Just assume that it's Delta because it is. I didn't change anything non-Delta. This is all Delta. So Delta, Epilogue, Delta, Luxray, Noivern, Torterra, Giraffric, Dunsparce, Mawile, Huntail, Metagross, Spider, Haxorus, and Hydreigon. I think it's mainly relevant for Dunsparce and Metagross because it's a good physical bug set. That's for Metagross, the best one was U-turn, and for Dunsparce was I don't know, Bug Bite. What do I have it here? Okay, here. Dunsparce Delta Bug. What bug moves did it get? It got this is spoiler, by the way. It got this is all spoiler. Its strongest one was Axis. It's got Axis. This is a better Axisor though. Yeah, it did get first impression and Lunge as well. Lunge, I should have added Lunge, but I underestimated its power. Regardless, basically everything that got Leech got Lunge anyway, I think. Wait, and if anything is any Delta's why doesn't this Delta get this move? It's so obvious. It probably already has it. So I didn't include it in the list because it's not new. So yeah. And this was as reference for me to add them into the code anyway. So it's just all easier that way. It's kind of cool on Mawile because especially the Mega Mawile, the more things it gets, the more things it can deal with, the more thing it's gonna be annoying against. Because Mega Delta Mawile, that thing got Arena Trap, and that's gonna be a pain. Especially with the moves that I'll cover later. You can already see one of them on the screen, the other one not quite, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. And Hexorus deals with grass types, which is kind of nice. Does it get Strong Jaw boosted? That's Strong Jaw. It does not get Strong Jaw boosted, which is slightly unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anything else? Not really. It just deals with grass types, deals with dark types, kind of. It's a good move. Smart Strike is a decent steel type move. Evelug helps to deal with fairies. Luxray doesn't really help. It's like an accurate steel move, which Ironhead is generally better. Explosion, not really a physical attack, which Ironhead is better. Dragonite does help with fairies a little. Does Delta Dragonite already get Delta Dragonite? This is before I went to check if they actually got better options. Does it get Ironhead? It got Iron Tail, which is like it's gonna miss. So yeah, Smart Strike is like the accurate option for this thing, whereas it's Smart Strike here. Ooh. Like they're already updated in the client, so that's why I can show them. Giraffe Rig, I think already got Ironhead. Delta Giraffe Rig is a Steel type. I'll cover that one very soon. It's kind of cool. Electivire helps to deal with fairies if it didn't already get Ironhead. Medicham, it's not a physical attacker, but I guess it's kind of cool to deal with other fairy types and steel and ice types specifically. Metagross Spider helps with fairies, helps with ice types, but it's not like the biggest deal in the world on Scolipede. It doesn't help Scolipede at all. Like it kinda helps with fairies, but you already resist fairy. So like it kinda helps. I guess did I give it heavy slime? I didn't give it heavy slime, so I guess it's a good option. Aurora Veil is kind of a big one, but only for Trevenant. Everything else doesn't really care. Like I'll go Trevenant. Trevenant, like I gave it Aurora Veil to every ice type and Trevenant, but because this thing is Snow Warning. So Aurora Veil, Snow Warning, you get the deal. Vanillix does it, Alolan Ninetales does it, even Obama Snow does it. It makes sense, and it's kind of like it makes them good. Liquidation is a huge boost for every physical water type Delta there is, because it's the strongest physical water stab that's also somewhat reliable, and like everything can get it. So yeah. Torterra, Superior, Dragonite, Dunsparce, Magmortar, Luricoda, Hexorus, Gudra, Regice, all Delta. They will probably be running Liquidation on physical sets. It's the best move they got, really, and it's a good move. Like it's a really good move. So I agree with using Liquidation, and it's a little buff. Especially because most of them got Waterfall as well, but over Aqua Tail it's quite a bit better. Aqua Tail might be stronger still though. Dragonite, Aqua Tail, Liquidate. Yeah, Aqua Tail is stronger, but it doesn't hit as often. Sorry for the cut, but yeah, Liquidation, good move. Weather Ball, this is where I started actually looking if they actually cared about the move. Maybe Cross Poison, but about earlier. So Weather Ball, it's a good move for everything that actually cares about weather. So Weezing, I gave Delta Weezing, I put that on here because if this thing is in rain, that thing's gonna click Hurricane, Thunder, and Weather Ball, and it's gonna be a threat. It's mini Zapdos. Weezing is mini Zapdos. So yeah, basically that thing is very, very terrifying. Noivern, it is a Chlorophyll Mon, so Weather Ball on a Chlorophyll Mon makes sense that it's relevant. In Sun, strong variant move, deals with like other grass types, deals with other steel types, you can't really hit steel types otherwise, which is kind of a pain, but now it's not a pain. I think it will Heat Wave. Weather Ball is stronger and more accurate, so better. It's better. Superior, it sets rain. Weather Ball was accurate, like Scald. It's an accurate Hurricane and stronger Scald / Surf. Greninja, fire and grass type. It's not necessarily a Sun one, but it's like you can run Sun with it pretty well with like stab Weather Ball in Sun and stab Solar Beam and Sun. So it's kind of cool. Yamega, I covered that thing like really recently on this like last video was Yamega. So yeah, basically I said there it's a chlorophyll and it can't hit seal types besides a weather ball. So weather ball is good. Aggron sets Sun, but the physical attacker it's viable, just not as viable, but it's a decent option I guess. Um, Aurora's is a kind of Sunmon. It gets a lot of recovery in Sun. It gets like 1/8 every turn in Sun, so it's a viable Sunmon. And with Weather Ball, it gets like coverage for grass types, which it can't really deal with otherwise, and deals steel types, just bug types, and it's kind of annoying, but they're kind of annoying, and you can deal with them now a little. So yeah, it's kind of fun on Auroras. Psychic Cut, it just gives a decent, it's like a decent Psychic stab on Venusaur. Bisharp helps it deal with like poison types, which is kind of annoying otherwise. Scyther, Scizor already got it, but Scyther now also gets it, deals with poison types, which it struggles to deal with before. Golem, it's weaker than Headbutt, I guess, but it's more accurate. Ludicolo, it's weaker than Headbutt, more accurate. And Lopunny, it's weaker than Headbutt, more accurate. So yeah. So it's an option that you can run over than Headbutt if you really don't want to miss. And the damage is obviously good enough. Because it's 10 base power lower, I think 70 compared to 80. Cross Poison, more things got it than just Glade and Scizor, but literally everything else that got it had already had Poison Jab, I think. So it's not really relevant to have Cross Poison, but Glade and Scizor did not already have Cross Poison, and it definitely helps deal with fairies a lot. Because they didn't really have anything before. I think Scizor might have had Iron Head, but situationally it's kind of nice still. I'm not gonna spread false information. Scizor, Delta, Steel. Yeah, it already had Iron Head, so it does help. It doesn't help too much, but it helps a little bit, so that's nice. Tail Slap is a very cool move, but it's very situational. I think it's on Liveborn and Raichu. I think it's really good on Ambipom, because Ambipom gets Technician. Does not get Sculling, but it does get Technician, which means it does a lot more damage. But it's still a bit of like it's a risky move, to be fair. So yeah, you know the risk you're taking, so hopefully you're alright with the risk you're taking. And especially in Little Cup, it might get Delta Apom banned, which is fair because it's kind of busted. But yeah, and already has Fake Out Tail Slap is just gonna be stupid. Air Slash, Delta Lightbar, Delta Noivern gives them decent flying stab as well. Helps Noivern deal with like, I don't know, bug types, helps deal with fighting types, which it couldn't really, fighting types were annoying for it. Lightbar doesn't really struggle with anything, but it's also like frail defensively. Every coverage it can get it, and it's gonna take. Hydro Pump. If a water type is not on this list, it's probably already got Hydro Pump. So Arcanine, it's the only non-dragon, non-water type. It's a dragon, but dragons can Hydro Pump. Like Hydreigon can Hydro Pump. Why can't Delta Arcanine Hydro Pump? It just makes sense in my opinion. And the rest just water types that didn't already have Hydro Pump. I just gave them Hydro Pump. Dunsparce, it's mainly physical attacker, but it's an option. Ludicolo, harder hitting option. Kudra, Hydro Pump is good strong option. And same for Regice. Although Skull is probably better on the bottom two anyway because of the burn chance. But Ludicolo might want to be like offensive, so it's not bad. Encore is a really fun move. I really like Encore, especially on like the faster things like Raichu, Ambipom, Lopunny when it Mega evolves. Lilligant is kind of fast too, and Meloetta Mime specifically is really fast. So I really like it on most of these Pokemon. It locks your opponent into a move. It's very nice to have. Like it's a really good utility. Like you can pressure a lot more with like Encore and like make predictions with Encore. It's kind of fun. I like Encore. Agility boosts speed by 2 stages. A lot of things got this, not as useful for most of them, but it's still a good move. Lightbar, Luxray, Noivern, Sceptile, Blaziken, Greninja, Dodrio, Ambipom, Yamega, Girafarig, Blustle, Minun, Hunto, Gorbis, Lucario, and Scolipede. It's a good move for all of them. I like it. It's not as good for Huntil and Gorbis because they already get self. Who the hell pinged me? Stop pinging me. Oh, you pinged me. I don't mind you pinging me. Okay. Back to dealing with this. Crunch is it's a decent dark type coverage move or a stab move even. Blastoise did already have knockoff, but it's a good neutral option. Mach, Delta Mach, nice option for ghost types. Delta Quagsire, nice option for ghost and psychic types as well. Snorlax helps. It just all helps with ghost and psychic types. Torterra, Pidgeot, Sableye, Metagross, Spider, Darmanitan, and Heatmore. It kind of makes sense of all of them. Helps with the annoying psychic types and ghost types. For Delta Pidgeot, it's kind of interesting because it before in the last update it had Crunch. Then in the update it got taken away, and then I gave it back. So it has Crunch still, but also again. So yeah, that's kind of funny. In my opinion, it's not really that funny, but I find it funny. Cosmic Power, it's a dumb move, but I felt like I could include it because it was relevant in case people don't know and they get fricked over by it. Now you don't get fricked over by it because you know that these things get it. Golem and Reuniclus, they're space rocks, kind of, so they get Cosmic Power. Leaf Blade, decent. It's the most reliable. Physical Grass Step. I forgot to put a move on this. I'll say it after Leaf Blade really quickly. Only one more got it anyway. Scrafty, Noivern, Yamega, Mobile. It's unless they got Power Whip, it's the best physical Grass Step they get, which is kind of nice. Because Yamega and Sonic is Total Blade, but that's not really relevant. It's just a reliable grass move. I like it a lot. And also Scrafty, I did give it a drop kick because I felt like that was cool and I felt like it deserved to have a little bit of a cool move. And it kind of it can kick, man. Scrafty can kick, and now it can kick tropically. So yeah, that's basically it. Dragon Dance. This is where we get into some interesting moves. I'll scroll a little bit. This is where we get into the interesting moves. Starting with Dragon Dance, that's definitely an interesting move. I gave to Delta Evlog, Delta Arcanine, and Delta Electivire. On Evlog, it's not great because that thing is slow as hell. It's not gonna be that great, to be honest. Arcanine is gonna be very interesting how it's gonna be competitively because already at Sword Sense plus Extreme Speed, which is arguably better in a lot of situations. But Dragon Dance allows it to outspeed like everything without having to click Extreme Speed, which is also very valuable, but you are less aggressive on the attack boosting, which is like the trade-off you kind of make. It's like the same thing with like Zygarde, whether it's Dragon Dance or like Coil or whatever. Yeah, and then Delta Electivire, this thing is gonna be really interesting. It's either extremely scary or like not that scary. But it's gonna be interesting to see how Delta Electivire will be used for Dragon Dance. I think it's gonna be very good. Not as good as Arcanine, not even close, but it's gonna be good. Especially like it has weather options too, so I think it will get drafted like once or twice. Close combat is it's the most interesting move of all of these because a lot of things got it and a lot of different things got it. A lot of interesting things got it. Delta Blastoise, it's his best fighting stab now, same for Bisharp. Bisharp got high jump kick, but high jump kick is like less reliable and close combat is just generally better. Delta Glade, it's gonna be a real pain to deal with Delta Glade now. I might have to ban its Mega. I might have to ban this Mega now it's got close combat. Or I could get rid of the close combat on it, which I also could do. But that's actually a lot more effort for me to do, so I don't really want to. Although I probably should, to be fair. But I'm not gonna. Delta Luxray helps deal with steel types a lot. It really helps deal with steel types because I couldn't really do that before. Delta Sceptile, best fighting stab. Delta Tangrowth, best fighting stab. Delta Kabutops helps a lot with dark types, bug types, steel types, rock types, ice type. It helps with everything. It's really good on Kabutops as well, in my opinion. Lopunny. It's a really good fighting type for Lopunny as well. Delta Lucario helps deal with what else? It helps with bug types because it can't really deal with them that well. When it doesn't really know. What am I saying? It doesn't know with bug types. It helps with normal types. It helps with rock types. Doesn't really help that much. And you hit a lot of them already with like ground and dark and like coverage moves. So like it's not huge. It's just a good coverage option to have. Like a really good coverage option to have. And the Hexfrost, that thing is gonna be scary with close combat. I don't think I gave this to Fracture. Fracture. I did not give Fracture close combat, and I'm very happy about that one. Because Fracture with close combat would have been actually more busted than Hexfrost close combat. Okay, no, that's exaggeration, but still. Hexfrost is gonna be insane with close combat. It helps a lot with other steel types. Helps with normal types, helps with dark types, helps with ice types. You don't really struggle with ice types, steel types, or ice types, rock types. It's just an insanely good coverage option for like anything. Toxic Spikes, here is where Mawile gets kinda busted. Mega Mawile, but Rini Trap can set up Toxic Spikes when it's trapping something that can't really touch it. So that's gonna be interesting. Delta Camera, Delta Cofagrigus as well. I think besides this, every Delta Poison type can get Toxic Spikes. So yeah, it adds some viability to Cameras and Cofagrigus, and Mega Cameras as well. Flare Blades, I gave this thing to basically every fire type. Delta Flora it's like it makes physical Delta Flora a lot more viable, especially the Mega one that gets to work upon entering the field. Delta Greninja, it's the best physical fire step. Similar Artillery, Sableye, Emolga, and Registeel. Emolga might get actually like extremely busted because ability was like maybe not changed, but if it wasn't changed, I interpreted it incorrectly, and now it's correct. And that now it's a lot more busted. I might have to like be like, let's not do Emolga. I might ban its ability because it's really not that fun. It's really just not that fun. Like, it's basically its ability gives it a +1 attack, special attack, and speed before using a fire type move. So if it clicks Flare Blitz, it already has a +1 before using it, which is insane. And then it gets a speed boost and attack with every time it uses it. It might even like ignore like protect checks because it happens before the move happens, so you don't know if it's gonna work yet, but it triggers anyway. So that might be kind of extremely busted. So I might have to ban its ability because it's kind of it's not fun. Bug Buzz, Metagross Spire, don't really care. Power Gem, Frostlass. Delta Frostlass helps to deal with fire types, helps to deal with helps to deal with what flying types, I guess. Flying types and mainly fire types. Helps the Mega as well, it's kind of cool. Delta Miss Mages helps to deal with other ice types, but generally not that much. It helps with like helps with fire types as well. To be fair, fire types were kind of a pain before. Delta Golem doesn't really help. It's more physical attacker, but it's the best special rock stab it gets. Dodrio, same deal for a Golem, except that it's not stab, but it's still a rock type coverage option. It's mostly physical attacker. And Delta Lucario, it can definitely use it as like a good move for special sets against flying types and bug types and ice types as well, honestly. So yeah, it's generally kind of nice to have. Heavy Slam, like every thick boy got Heavy Slam. Every one of this probably got Body Press as well. Evolux, Snorlax, Torterra, Delta Golem, Delta Tangro, Delta Electivire, Mordor, Wailord, Regis. They're all big boys, and now they get big boy damage on big boy fairies and like small boy fairies and small boy steel types and rock types. There are not very many small boy rock types. It's mainly there for like ice and fairies, which it does deal with pretty well. Most of them are pretty heavy as well, so it should generally do pretty good damage. Power Whip, Moao and Gudra. Moao is just gonna be, I think, I really think Delta Mega Moao is gonna be really good. Mega Delta Moao, Delta, you get what I mean. And Delta Gudra, it's a kind of weird move against Delta Gudra, but Gudra got it, and this thing is practically equally able to whip. So if Seismic Toad can get it, this thing can get it even more. So yeah, it's a good coverage option against like other water types. Brave Bird, Pitchell, that's the bird, Dodrio, that's the bird, and Noctowl, that's also a bird, so they get Brave Bird because they are birds and they are brave. Leaf Storm, it's a really strong special grass move, but it does drop your stats, your special attack stat by 2 stages. Scrafty, Noivern, Moao, Berry, Crosso, Aurora, the only one that really cares is Noivern, but in general, it's a good special option. Hurricane, Dragonite, I didn't even leave anything out, that's literally the only thing. I got Hurricane, everything else relevant already got it, so that's cool. But Dragonite in rain, I wanted to give this thing Hurricane, so I gave this thing Hurricane. Heat Crash, Delta Avalok, Delta Glalie, Delta Golem, Delta Sableye, Delta Scolipede, Delta Registeel. Same idea as Heavy Slime, just Fire type this time. Everything on this list is, I think, pretty heavy. I'm not sure how heavy Glalie is. Glalie? How heavy are you? You are actually insanely heavy, for no good reason. Yeah. Glalie is good, but yeah. It does good damage against most things. Sableye is not that heavy, I don't think Sableye is heavy at all. But maybe it's Mega is heavy, I'm not sure. But yeah. It's gonna be pretty good on most of these. Play Rough is a move that's somehow pretty widely distributed. So yeah, Blastoise, and also it doesn't really care which type you are if you do get Play Rough. Delta Blastoise, good for dragons, dark types, fighting types. That's the case for most of these, to be honest. Delta Scrafty, Delta Luxray, Delta Roserade, Delta Arcanine, Delta Kabutops, Delta Raichu, Delta Electivire, Delta Mawile, Delta Plusomine, Lopunny, Darmanitan, and Haxorus. Mainly good physical stat for Raichu, Plusomine, just take it or leave it. Roserade, take it or leave it, is mostly special attack thing for Raichu, really. But Raichu does have physical viability. But yeah, basically it's good for like dragons and fighting types, dark types. Especially if you don't really want to deal with them, like Arcanine doesn't really want to deal with fighting types, Playrough can deal with those instead. Lopunny doesn't really, like, it becomes not really, a really bad example. It's a fighting type, so like fairy types are gonna be annoying, wait. No, that's bad, I don't know, what the hell am I saying, I don't know. Moving on. Darkest Lariat, this was a very fun move to distribute. Because basically, if you know, okay, Darkest Lariat. Right, can you see this? Yeah, you can see this. Basically, if you want to get Darkest Lariat, I have to be able to imagine you standing up in a T-pose and then spinning around. If I can imagine you doing that, also you have to be a big boy. If you're a big boy and I can imagine you T-pose spinning, then you get Darkest Lariat. That's the criteria for Darkest Lariat. All of these fit that description quite well, and that's why I get it. It's a decent physical dark type move, ignores stat changes. So yeah, I like it. It's good on these mons, and it makes sense. Psychic Fangs, that's a good move. I like it. It helps with poison types, helps with fighting types. That's kind of it, but it does help with them pretty well. Delta Haxorus doesn't really like fighting types, so it's kind of good. Same for Girafarig, Luxray, Quagsire doesn't really care. Yeah, poison is super effective on it, so I guess it's kind of good against poison types. So yeah, that's basically thought they can chew. In the literal sense of the word, they chew with Psychic Fangs. Body Press, everything that's big, got it. Everything that's somewhat big gets Body Press. It's a fighting type move that takes that calculates damage over your defense set. These are all big. Some are more physically defensive than others. Like F-Lock is very physically defensive, and Snorlax not as much. But they can generally boost their phys def as well, so that can make them quite scary to deal with. And yeah, they can. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the move Body Press, but I have to be objective and give it to everything it fits. So I did that. I think it's kind of a dumb move that you can boost your defense and then like it's literally double effectiveness because you get 2 more damage and you take less damage. It's kind of dumb, in my opinion. Anchor Shot, I wasn't gonna give Anchor Shot to anything, but then Hexorus existed and that thing made way too much sense. Like, okay. Delta Hexorus. Like, if you don't know how this thing looks, now you know how this thing looks. There's a frickin' anchor right there. It's an anchor. How the hell do I not give this thing Anchor Shot? It was too obvious. So yeah, that doesn't get the Anchor Shot now. It's a steel type move that traps. I think it's base 70. Anchor Shot. I think it's base 70. It's base 80. That's actually as strong as Iron Head. It's just the best steel stab it gets. Traps. It's really good to be honest. It might make this thing insanely good, which is kind of already is with close combat, and all the other moves I gave it. It got a lot of moves that are pretty good. Dunsparce got first impression. First impression was hell to get to distribute. I was not gonna give it to anything, but then Dunsparce was like, "Hey, I'm like kind of bad, so give me a first impression." I was like, "Sure, let's give Dunsparce first impression. Why the hell no?" It only works on the first turn, base 90 physical bug move, but it does have priority. It's a good move. It's a really good move to click on the first turn you're out because it's strong and it has priority. Why the hell not run it? Spikes. All these ones got spikes. It's just as good on all of them. Spikes does the same effect on all of them. It does damage on entry up to 3 layers. Crystal Berry, it's okay. Scolipede, it's pretty decent. Metagross Spider literally gets every single hazard now. Delta Aggron's pretty good. Delta Mobile, let's not talk about the mecha again. Delta Sableye makes Mega Fireball, I guess. Electivire, it's kind of cool. Artillery is pretty cool too. Dunsparce has gone a lot of things, and I think it's still bad, which is sad. Tangrowth is gonna use this very well. I think Tangrowth is gonna use spikes very well. Because this thing is fat and that thing can chunk hits and recover back and it's gonna be annoying. And Tentacruel is probably viable because spikes, toxic spikes. So yeah. That's also its only point. I still think Tentacruel is really bad. Wait, I forgot a move. I forgot our extremely relevant moves. I'm gonna add it right now. I'll add it later, it's like surprise factor. It's about this long, I think. Okay, Defog, Bisharp got it, Superiority got it, Lilligant Water got it. I think Lilligant Water was a mistake from the wiki, and I don't actually think it gets in game. But I don't have no way to check that. So I'm just gonna assume the wiki is right. And because it said Petalil Delta, you got this by Move Tutor. Lilligant didn't get it by Move Tutor. I think they mistakenly swapped the deltas because that would literally make everything make sense. I think they swapped them, but I gave it anyway because I don't really care. And now this thing gets defog as well. Also, Superior has like first it has pretty bad 4 move slot syndrome. Now it has an extremely bad 4 move slot syndrome, and it's kind of sad. Okay, the last move. Yeah, it's that move. Okay, misclicked. Strength Sap, Quagsire and Tentacruel got Strength Sap. Quagsire Tentacruel, that's a good move. Strength Sap it lowers your opponent's attack stat by 1. But before it does that, it heals you by the amount of your attack stat, which is insane. Why is this a move? I don't know. It's stupid. But it gave the Quagsire Tentacruel because it kind of made sense and it's kind of cool, and gave Tentacruel some viability instead of just being bad, which I still think is kind of bad, especially without Regenerator. If it still is regenerated, I'll be all over Tentacruel is like an annoying as hell Pokemon that has absolutely no coverage. But yeah, regenerated is like the best ability it has ever had, and we'll never get it again. And I would think it's still bad. Yeah. So yeah, Quagsire. I like Quagsire a lot. It's kind of funny mon. I like Quagsire. Quagsire is fun. Quagsire is cool. Now it's strength type, so it has good recovery, and I like it. I like Quagsire. So yeah, basically that's everything. I think. I think that's everything. I don't. Maybe I've missed a relevant move somewhere, and if I have, either nothing relevant got it, or I forgot, and oopsie. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope this was not as boring as it could have been. I think it was somewhat entertaining. Just watch this at 2 times speed. I say just before I'm ending the video. So yeah, see y'all next time with a Delta Girafferic analysis. Bye.